boy, did that almost go very, very wrong, okay? I almost ended up real fucked up looking. Hello and welcome back to my silly little life, stupid little life. Almost stupid, ended up being silly. We're okay this week, guys. Today, I'm going to tell you about the adventure of trying to get botox and filler in Thailand for the first time, having never done it outside of Canada before. Because, oh boy, did that almost go very, very wrong, okay? I almost ended up real fucked up looking. Like full-on frozen ass, fish face, fish lips, okay? So, this is both a warning and a bunch of advice, and it ended up okay. Alright, so we are pretty much unfrozen. We're still a little bit frozen, and if you hear me sniffling, it's because all the lidocaine caused my nose to block up, which was very interesting. Not seemingly in an allergic way, just seemingly in everything was numb and I couldn't move the insides of it, and then it kind of blocked up sort of way. So I wanted to document this little adventure of getting filler and Botox in a new country, because I'm sure a lot of people are curious about that, and the price is astronomically lower than Canada. If you get a lot of work done, it might even be cheap enough to get a cheap ticket here and get it done. Now, I don't get much. I get Botox in my forehead to stop these frown lines from forming, because I'm a real good frowner. I frown a lot. And I get a little bit of filler in my lips to plump them up, and filler under my eyes to get rid of dark circles. But I get one syringe of filler for all 3 spots, and normally about 35 units of Dysport, not Botox. Here I did get Botox, and I'll put on the screen the filler I got. It is a Korean brand, so it's new and different for me. Also, the Botox I got, I'll put that on the screen too, a Korean brand as well that's new and different for me, and much cheaper than the American import. So for here, like Juvederm or Dysport, the things I normally get, which would probably end up being a little pricier even than they are in Canada. And this type of filler is supposed to cause a lot more swelling and for longer. So she's like, you could be pretty swelled up for 1 to 2 weeks, just so you know. So we'll just see. It's always an experiment game, and I can always go back for more filler if my lips end up being uneven, get them evened out. You can do a lot of stuff, right? And it's all non-permanent, so remember that. The total cost for 50 units of Botox and 1 full syringe of the filler was about $340 Canadian, or 8,500 baht. And if the filler lasts for the year that they said it will, which I just can't see being a possibility, lips to last for a year sounds crazy, then that is an extremely good deal. There was another filler they offered me that apparently lasts for 2 years, but I thought, well, what if I don't like it? I'd have to go and get it dissolved because I can't wait for 2 years. So let's start with the 1 year filler and see how it goes. Hello, Mocha. You're not helping. No. When I first went for the consultation, I got really nervous, and this whole thing was like a whirlwind that happened in 3 days. And I wanted to kind of document the whole process and me thinking about this and blah, 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 and reaching out to my friend. But then it all just kind of happened right after I got back from Singapore, and I had no time for stuff. And I also had to go out and record stuff for Chinese New Year in Chinatown. And then I had to go back to school every day. And I'm just like, oh my God, everything is happening so fast. So this is my post-injection breakdown of the process, which was crazy to me. So I reached out to a friend of mine here in Bangkok on Sunday. Before I got to the airport to head out from Singapore, I was like, hey, where would you recommend for filler and Botox and stuff? Because I know he gets some work done. He's a professional model. I trust that where he would go would be a very good place. I think he also has some sponsorships with places, so I wanted to know. Also, he is Thai, so we'd be going to a Thai price place because everything in my neighborhood is more expensive than it would be in Canada for that kind of stuff. It's ridiculous. So he gave me the clinic that he recommends, and then informed me that he was going to be going there around the 29th or 30th of January and asked if I wanted to come that day. And I'm like, hell yeah, if I can tag along with you, that would be great. Just let me know. Sunday night, after I'm home, just gotten home to Bangkok, which again, same day I asked him, he reaches out to me and is like, hey, how about tomorrow at 3 p.m.? And I'm like, oh, all right, sure. Because in my mind, it's going to be a consultation. Yeah, it turns out they just like do you same day. Like they do the consultation, and the consultation isn't actually like talking to a medical doctor like we have to do in Canada. It's just like, oh, what do you want? Here's all of our options. It's so many different options from different countries, different price points. So that was really cool. Luckily for me, the doctor was not in that day. They just happened to not show up that day. They called in, whatever. So they couldn't actually do anything that day. So they were like, can you come back on Wednesday? But the consultation I did with the nurse or helper, whoever it was there, the amount that she was recommending I put in my face was terrifying me. I was legitimately like, what are you talking about? And it had me thinking they straight up must use different measurements here than in Canada. And I don't know what those are. And I don't have a copy of what I had done in Canada before because I wasn't expecting to really need it. They were recommending 2 full syringes in my lips. Can you imagine? This is 0.4. Because we did 0.3, 0.3, 0.4. This is 0.4. That would be 5 times as much filler. I'd be a fucking fish lady. That is an insane amount of filler in my lips. And they were also recommending like 0.5 under each eye, which is fine. That seems like a normal amount. I've done that before to hide the, oh, I'm still numb there. I touch it and I'm like, oh my god, I can't feel. That side's wore off. This side's still very numb. And this side took way more numbing to go numb. I must have more nerve endings on the side of my face. But 2 in my lips? What the fuck, bro? And we ended up only doing 0.3, 0.3, and 0.4. Now, I was fucking concerned. And of course, like, my tie is so minimal and none of my tie has to do with any, like, medical terms. So I cannot actually discuss this at all with her. And I was trying to explain, like, I think we must use different measurements because that is, to me, that is an astronomical amount. She's like, yeah, maybe. But in her mind, she's just thinking, like, it's not a lot. Like, what do you mean? This is what we would recommend. And then when it came to Botox, I normally get 32 to 35 units in my forehead. They were recommending 100. I would have had a completely frozen face with giant ass fish lips if I had had that done that day and accepted their recommendation. And I am so thankful that the doctor wasn't in and I had time because my clinic in Edmonton is closed on Mondays, but they're open Tuesdays. And with the time difference, that meant I had to stay up super late last night to be able to email them and also call them on my Thai number, which I'm sure is going to cost me a pretty penny, and leave a voicemail describing the email, being like, can you please send me like the exact CCs and amounts? This is what I'm dealing with, and I'm really worried they're using different amounts, or if they're not, they're going to put like an asinine amount in my face. They are saints. They're always so nice and so helpful. Face Effects in Edmonton, I highly recommend them. I'd recommend them to anyone, even if you want to fly from Vancouver to go see Face Effects in Edmonton. They're fantastic. They're so sweet. They emailed me all the information with the like, this is what you use and blah, 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 and this is how much. I'm like, thank you. So luckily I had all the information, and sure enough, we use the same measurements in Canada and here. They were just trying to give me quadruple the amount I normally take in my lips and 2.5 times the amount of Botox I normally get. So very, very happy I was able to come with numbers today. And also the doctor was there today and her English was fucking perfect, phenomenal. I was like, oh, thank you. This is great because I don't know any medical terms in Thai. And she shared her perspective. She's like, look, I think Thai people just like to get a lot more. Like usually when they come in for stuff, they're getting a lot. So that's why this is not a normal amount for us, but we can totally do it. But she said because Dysport is stronger, she recommended going up to 50 units of the Botox. Dysport does take longer to set in, so when you get Dysport, you don't see full freezing effects for like 1 to 2 weeks. But Botox is supposed to be a couple days before you notice the full effect. So if you are planning to come over here and get work done, or in any other country or any other place, be aware that the units are the same measurement and push for what you actually want to get done. Like if you know how much you want to get done and you prefer a more natural look like I do, like, you know, maybe just be like, hey, no, I don't need that much. No, definitely not that much. One huge, massive awesome difference between here and Canada is they fucking lidocained my goddamn face up for the filler. They lidocained up my face, which I'm so happy with because filler hurts, okay? It's not pleasant. Usually under the eyes, I don't really feel anything. It's kind of like a non-sensitive area, but in the lips, at home in Canada, anybody who's gone through this or seen anyone gone through this knows they put numbing cream, topical numbing cream on your lips. It ends up getting in your mouth. You end up drooling everywhere because it ends up numbing your tongue because it gets in your mouth every fucking time. It's literally impossible for it not to. And it still hurts. And I went there once and got it done way ahead of time and sat in the waiting room so it would be fully in effect because I'm a sensitive bitch, okay? I need a lot more numbing than most people, unfortunately. I'm very sensitive. So it hurts. Like, your lips are fucking sensitive. Like, just do this. Just a very light touch over the top of your lips. It tingles. It's crazy. Do it somewhere else and do it to your lips, and you'll notice that the lips are extraordinarily sensitive. They have so many nerve endings. So, of course, it hurts. Even with the freezing, it fucking hurts. They lidocained me, like syringe lidocaine. They started here. I ended up frozen like all through on my whole nose, up into my eyes. I could feel freezing through my eye socket and up into here a bit because they lidocained like around here. It's still frozen. So that it would get underneath the eyes for that filler, and it ended up crawling up there in my whole nose, and then they lidocained all around here and in here and in here so that it goes up towards the lips and freezes your whole lips. I needed a lot more than they would normally give, and I still felt the needle a little bit, but compared to Canada, that was astronomically better. Also, I couldn't quite tell because you can't see where they're stabbing you. It felt like when they inject under the eyes, they actually go in from a different angle and go up and into it, because it felt like they came in from around here and went up and in to inject, much further down than I'm used to. Also, you can feel it sitting more on top of my cheekbones than I'm used to. I'm used to just like under the eyes for the dark circle. You'll feel it there too though, but they might spread it out in the area a little more. I don't know, we'll see how it all settles in. The lidocaine is awesome. It's awesome, it's so worth it. Thank you so much for the lidocaine. So very thankful. I got everything from my doctor, and this was able to become a very good experience. But again, only cost about $340 Canadian total for all of that. That's awesome. Also, they give you a pillow to hug. You're like laying down in a comfy chair and they cover you with a big plushy blanket and then give you a pillow that's branded with whatever filler you're getting, because I noticed a couple different brands and they gave me the ETPQ or whatever it was one. EPTQ? One or the other. I will put the name of the clinic here because I'm not 100% sure how they pronounce it and I didn't ask anybody, and I'm not sure if it's like letters that are a code for something. But they were awesome. I'm just really happy with the way that she built my lips. They look so natural. They look so nice. I can't wait to see how they settle in. I'm excited to see what my face looks like. Hello from the future. So this is my 6-week post Botox and filler update. I wanted to do one a little sooner than that, but as you can see from my channel, I went on a big road trip and then completely fucked up my posting schedule for a couple weeks. And it happens. Life happens. We're getting our update 6 weeks after the initial hit that we took to the face. Let's see how it looks. What do you guys think? Personally, I love the shape she made my lips. The lighting here is not super even, so they look a little uneven, but in person they're perfectly even. I think they're a beautiful shape. And under my eyes, I think they did a fantastic job. I think the placement's good. I wasn't sure about it at first. I also got some dots right here right now, so ignore that. That has nothing to do with anything. My cat had a night terror and scratched my face, and he's an old man and he sleeps with me and sometimes he gets night terrors, okay? So ignore that weird circle. And this one you can see, it just kind of removes the dark circles by just tenting up the skin under your eyes a little bit and gives a little bit more fullness there. Now the Botox, unfortunately, is already starting to wear off, as you can see. Not just starting to, but pretty dramatically worn off. So upwards, it's still got a lot of hold. But my issue is never these areas. My issue is always here. I'm frowny. I frown on a squint. I'm a squinty bitch. So I always need way more here. And they did put a lot there. But I think because it's my first time getting Botox, I've always gotten what's the other one called, Dysport before. So it's one of those things where the more you get it, the better it holds. I think I was doomed to have this one wear off, even though they literally said it'll hold for like a year. I'm like, in what universe? Okay, I guess the Korean shit is not that much further advanced than ours, because clearly it's been 6 weeks and I feel like I need a top up. So generally, when I get a spread of Botox in Canada, they put a ton here too, because when you frown here, you're pinching from the side as well. As you can see, it's these muscles activating too to lower your eyebrows and cause the frown and the pinching. So normally I would get stuff here too, and I told them this is my express area of concern. It's really the only area I'm concerned about with Botox. But they didn't put any here because I said I still wanted a little movement. So I think that might be the cause for why this is already frowning again, because you've got these unfrozen muscles working that way and these ones who are really strong working against it. So in 6 weeks it's already like, oh, it's gone, babes. It's gone. So normally I get less up here, so I still have some raising movement, but enough here that the frowning movement is stopped. So I'm probably going to pop back in the next like 2 weeks and just get a little top up there and maybe a little bit here to see if that'll hold better. Because again, I'm not sure if it's the lack here or if it's that I've never had Botox before. I've always had the Dysport, and maybe my body does need to build up the Botox, and it'll just, as I continue to go, it'll work better and better like the Dysport did for me before. Because last time I got Dysport, fucking bitch, it held on for so long. Okay, first time it was wore off in like a month or two, and then the last time it held on for almost a year. So maybe I just need to build back up again. The prices here are so cheap, none really matter. Anyway, that was my future update, so you can see the full results, which I'm obsessed with. I guess that's about it for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. It really, really helps me out a lot. It helps me grow this channel a lot, and I appreciate it. Also, stay safe, have fun, and go have a fucking adventure. Go get your face stabbed up in a new country. I don't know. I don't judge what you like. Okay, bye!